Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss how we went for round 21, which should be good because we had a good week for a change as opposed to last week. But 2,612 and into the top 1K, wearing my Blues Clues t-shirt to celebrate. If you're old enough to remember that, you're a boomer like me. But overall good week, and pretty fine margins of where, was it if it's a 2450 or a 2600 score. I think if you didn't have the Bont VC, I know poor Spears would have been frustrated watching Bont go the 180 on Friday night. Just looked unbelievable. 3 votes for him. So Brownlow's tightening up a bit. I think Neil might have snuck some votes. Maybe Cripps sneaks one, not sure. But yeah, Bont. Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. You can't hit everything. You're going to 50-50 captains, 50-50 rookie roulette. I benched Jackson this week. He could have easily gone 80 like he averages. For Philippou, I get 37 points. Just the timing was good there. So, the game's full of line ball calls that you can't hit them all. So it's tough and very frustrating, but you can just go the next week, and hopefully you don't lose out too badly and make up some ground the week after, because you can't really do much else. But it would have been frustrating. And then Jackson and Curnow, really poor. A lot of people have them F5, F6. Fortunately we fielded none, which meant we got a nice bump in the ranks, so that was good. And the Philippou move, he did get injured, which is annoying, so we probably lost a little bit out there not being able to field in. But I think Jackson's been fine the last 3, 73 last week before 96. So regardless, I'm happy with the Philippou trade. He's Jackson's our actual 23rd now if he's playing with Darcy, and Philippou's our premium. Not too far off the best players, so looks really good too. So I do like him a lot, and exciting prospect for the Saints. But the Jackson, Curnow, key forwards, can't be bothered with them. Too much of a headache, just rage-inducing. Curnow the other week, 3 goals, 7. Could have got a 160. Probably should have got a 160 from him, but inaccurate. And then post another floor game of 30. So I remember I started Tom Lynch, I think it was 2019. Back half of the year, did 95 average, priced in the 70s. So I thought maybe we can... Similar to Whitfield. Whitfield 107 post-buy, which is sort of why I bought him this year early, but really hit his straps post-buy. That's probably underselling how good he's been, but Tom Lynch, brought him in. I started him 400k, dropped to I think a 40 or a 50 round 1. I was like, I can't do this. No more key forwards ever again. Rookies are a bit different, but premium key forwards, can't be bothered with them. Just rage inducing. And Curnow should really be doing 90, but I think Carlton they're struggling a bit. And Tom DeConey and Zach Williams outs, I think, are hurting us pretty badly for them. But you need to be, if Carlton were in that early form of looking like a top 2 team, steamrolling this easy fixture, which isn't the case at the moment, so it's going to be frustrating. So glad I don't own key forwards. And this year you could probably forgive a bit for picking a key forward just because of how weak the forward line, or how weak sort of F5, F6 sort of is. But there's some good options, but F6 is quite weak for a lot of people. But no key forwards ever again, I think. For me anyway, for premiums, but we'll see. Tom Hawkins was a premium, but he did get a bit of ruck time, and Geelong were always pretty much top 4. So it's an interesting one, but we'll go through the team. Did the Bont VC into Livingston. So defense, just no Sinclair's sort of hurting, but it was hard to get him. And it was kind of hard to trade into Whitfield in the buys when people were finishing the team. He was cheap. And I didn't trade him, but I wanted to get him to D7. Now he's pretty much post-buy, probably D1 at this point. But he had the James Jordan tag, so trading him a player into a tag didn't really feel good. So don't blame you for not trading him in, but been really good, and certainly more than makes up for the complaining I did in the first half when I had him. Sheasel solid. Dacos didn't finish as well as I would have liked, but that's all right. Doesn't really matter. Everyone has him. Nick Martin, tough first half, but sort of is able to kick those clutch goals, sneak forward, sort of start back. So I'm still not clear what his role exactly is. Does shift around. Does he still start back more and then move forward, or does he actually just start forward, like a bit around the ball a bit too? So the role, he's around the ball enough to score okay. So he's doing all right. What's the last 5 here? 106. So that's good. So someone I thought was a problem. Not really. Like 106, and can't complain about that, but Luke Ryan, 99. That's fine. Not for what we paid for, but that's all right. And then Houston, 96. Not great, considering we benched his best score in the last 5. Really frustrating own. Unfortunately, must have cashed in on some late goals or something, because halftime, I think he was in the 20s, like Martin. And then Humphreys, pretty good cover if we need him. So didn't need him this week, fortunately. But if he did score 100, I would have benched Luke Ryan. And Luke, I can't with Luke Ryan. Watching him again today, just pocket, chip to Cox or Clark, get it back, hold play up, go long to a contest, turn it over. It just happens so much. So if I was a Freo support, I'd be annoyed watching that. But look, it's points, so we'll take it. Midfield was like okay. How did the Lions boys go? I know watching the fourth quarter, Neil junked it up pretty hard. 103, that's good, because I feel like I live in fear of massive scores. And Dunkley wasn't good because I had him in fantasy, and he scored rubbish. 82. Trade him in for fantasy. Traded out Rosie. Rosie put 40 points on him. Better off not trading. But look, this midfield's fine. It's holding up. Dawson's the only one I'm slightly nervous on, but I think this game was... He dislocated his finger, copped a leg knock, and was stuck on the bench for ages in the fourth quarter. So it really could have been a 110, 120 if a few things went his way, but not to be. And with Dawson, he needs to clunk those contested marks. Like, he goes up for them all the time. A bit like Philippou. He goes for a lot of contested marks, and, if you clunk 3 of them, it's probably going to put up a monster score. If you clunk none of them, same with Grundy, it happens with him a bit. There's a big difference in what you're going to score, and we see that with Gawn, where he does drop a lot of them, but obviously it's pretty hard because there's probably 3 or 4 people around him, but he can really clunk them, and that's why he's one of the best ever. So otherwise, midfield's like pretty good, just like low tons, nothing spectacular. Like Bon and Butter's great, so those 2 are good. And then Dowling on the wing, not great. GMHBA, small ground. It's the thing with the wing is, like, I remember listening to Isaac Smith, and he loved GMHBA because the smaller ground meant the wings could get closer to the ball. But yeah, not sure, because like some wingmen just love to find massive open space. Like Jeremy Sharp, for example, watching him, I'd imagine he'd love like Optus Stadium because he can just run into space and they can use him through that. So I don't know, maybe it depends on the wingman if they like the fatter or the thinner grounds, but I think Dowling probably struggled a bit with it. So regardless, like, didn't need him this week. Unfortunately, all the scores we fielded him for have been, I think, maybe 160, and then got a ton and an 80 out of him. So like, very happy. Gawn Grundy, like, Gawn's fine. It's almost as if he has like a pillow in his shoe, the amount of strapping and stuff that he's got there. But Grundy disappointing against Sweet. But like, what do? You lose by 110 points. This is rubbish. Last 3. Oh my god! I checked the last. I didn't even see the last 3. 85. That's horrific. And Sherry, I'm always scared to look. I'm gonna guess this is like 140. So I have him in fantasy. Yeah, 134. I feel like he's been underscored too. It's hard. Like, if you toss up between 2 players post buy and you pick the wrong one, there's like massive difference. Happened when I picked Walsh over Merritt. I think Merritt put 250 points on him post buy, and then Walsh was late out at the end of the seat in round 24. So absolutely destroyed. Like, lost 300 points there, and then like, I was kind of set on Rosie, but my second was Andy Brayshaw. I was a bit worried. And then what happens is Xavier Ellis on Murray's Magic's podcast goes, oh, he spoke to his brother Hamish Brayshaw, and he goes, "Oh, Andy was playing sore in the start of the year, and now he's all good running on top of the ground. Apparently, they had some soreness plus an ingrown toenail or something." So I wish I heard that, and then I would have gone Andy, because now you know why. Now we know why his average was less start of the year. There was a little bit of wing split here and there, which is gone now, but he was sore. That's why. So really annoying. Wish I heard that earlier, but yeah, Andy's actually M1 last 5. So that's a bad miss, but that's alright. Forward line's alright, it's forward line. Heaney's interesting. I think you field against Collingwood, but I think in fantasy he's becoming obviously you have 2 trades a week there, and people running out here, so he's one that you could bench if you've got a 23rd. That being said, against Collingwood at the SCG, I won't be benching him there, but I think he'll bounce back. I think he's more of a fantasy bench potentially. I think the fixture's too good. That was the week to bench him against Port, but man, cover was no good anyway. Overall pretty good. It's good to see Cordwell back. I wonder if his CBAs, I know they dropped last week. This is so irrelevant. Back up. Why would they take him out? That was ridiculous. Parrish, Merritt, Cordwell, and then Durham's dropped a bit. Durham was a bit of half forward, so I think they can't. I wouldn't be compromising Shields. Not Shield. Cordwell's mid-time. No way. That's crazy. I don't know why he did that last week, just because Parrish was in. Insane. And yeah, Mateus. Love watching Mateus, so good to watch. I was talking about footy before. I don't really have much else to say, really. Captains. I had a look. I think it's Butters into Bont. Obviously, you got Sheasel versus West Coast. I think you avoid Nick just because Sydney away. Nick hasn't really been amazing captain aside from that Richmond game. I mean, it's in 10 weeks, I'd say 1 good captain score, maybe 2, 129 and a 147. 2 out of 10 weeks, 9 weeks. Not good enough. Yeah, I don't like that away, so I'll skip that. Bedford could go to Neil, so I definitely wouldn't be touching that. I guess there is Whitford at the Gabba. I don't know, you can't deny his form, but maybe sit that one out. So I think it's staring in the face. Maybe a Freo mid against Geelong. I think Geelong's mid's not super crash hot at the moment. Merritt versus Gold Coast, I think he'll have a big game. Gawn versus Port, I like that. I think Gawn, he looked alright. Clearly, probably not 100% though. I think the Crows mids, it was okay on the weekend. The kids seem to tire, even Berry's not really a kid anymore with year 4, but Berry, Taylor seem to tire, and we use them in the midfield. So to the point where we had to throw Keys in there the other week. But yeah, Crouch should be in there, Dawson will be in there. Hopefully Crouch is all good. Or hopefully Dawson's in there, but I do feel we don't really have an answer for Bont. He's just going to do whatever he wants. So it's hard to go past Bont. And I think it's Sheasel or Butters VC. I think we'll go... Now, Shrew was supposed to tag. I think I can't remember if he got concussed or injured. So, yeah. I think we'll stick with this, and then our loop will be... We can use Zach Reed to loop, I suppose. It means we can't loop Humphreys, but that's okay. We can just use Conan Brown. So yeah, we'll go Butters into Bont. I'll set on that. Interesting call if you want to go a Sheasel. If you have a Sherry, you'd think he'd destroy BJ Williams. Yeah, Sherry can really play bully ball, but yeah, we'll do that. So that's how the team's lined lined up. I don't think we'll finish top 500. I think there's a chance for sure, but things went our way this week. Things didn't go our way last week, so, we're not going to get Antipod, Jackson and Kerno 30 and 50 every week, and we're not going to get the highest captain every week, and Whitford's not going to go 150 every week, so if we can get something from Grundy and Dawson, that would be great. Because otherwise, the team's pretty much low stress. I think, Grundy and Dawson probably the only two. I think, hopefully, Cameron's been in good form, but hopefully SCG, you would think Grundy has a bounce back game. Who's he got? Draper, whatever. Rob gets a lot of hit outs. Not great. And Sherry has BJ Williams. English, he's going to mull English. The only problem with that is a lot of hit outs sharked. Meek's good. We can talk about footy for a bit. You can tune out now if you wanted to see SuperCoach, but actually check leagues. So these are my cash leagues. Did win these, which was good. Naki, shout out Naki. It was me and him were top 2 last year, I think. All 3rd and 4th, playing for a prize, but leagues are not bad. We can have a look at Abs and DR's league. Let's look at total points. So final series, did we even make it? No, I didn't even make the finals. Total points, 5th. So behind Mini Monk now. I'm not catching Abs. Just ahead of DR. Just ahead of JD. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but not in the finals for that. And look at DR's league. I think I'll make one of my own leagues like this next year. I don't know why I haven't. Should really take a bit more responsibility for doing community stuff, but just too lazy and need to fix that. So similar people in this league, a little bit higher. In terms of footy, Dogs unbelievable. I think they're probably 2 seed and Brisbane 1 seed, and then you got to put Port at 3. They beat the Dogs, smashed Sydney, beat Carlton away. I didn't see this coming. I think I probably on board with a lot of the Port supporters who didn't want Ken. Not sure if it's real or not. I think we'll just wait that out. But looking really good. Watching Butters and Rosie, they're just so quick and so much agility as well. Just they can kind of run rings around you, so it's good to watch. Geelong beating Adelaide. Giants Hawthorn. A bit of a bottle job from the Hawks. Giants just pipped them. But pretty big win because the Giants' fixture's nasty. They got, I think, Dogs and Brisbane, I think. Tom Green kicked a nice goal at the end. Did I say Giants and Brisbane? Dogs and Brisbane. Dogs, Brisbane, Freo. Pretty nasty run. They probably need to win maybe 2, maybe 1, depending on what happens. Carlton, Collingwood. Not really surprised. Carlton. I think they, missing TDK and Zach Williams pretty badly, but just mentally weak. I feel like Collingwood are a winner club and Carlton are sort of, I don't want to say loser club, but loser mentality can creep in a bit ever since the tanking happened. Essendon Freo, absolute bottle job by Freo. Got killed in the stoppages. Probably would have been worth putting Jackson in the ruck in the last 5 minutes. I don't know why they didn't make that move when they just couldn't win. It was just goal after goal from Essendon. And then Saints no match for Brisbane. So Brisbane look awesome. So Brisbane, Port, Dogs probably top 3. Who's 4? I think maybe Sydney, but that's when I was watching the access or areas, not access or areas, Riley Beveridge Kane cause show. They were just saying, like, can you sort of recover? Do teams recover from this sort of loss? It's tough. So yeah. No, I'm really enjoying this season. Yeah, can't wait for finals. And just think we have really, really strong teams. A lot of these teams have been, I guess the Dogs and Brisbane have been really good for a while. Dogs probably had to tweak probably a few things. Bottom 5 players probably improved a bit more solid now. But yeah, I think Crazy Bevo doing all right at the moment. It's made some good moves, but obviously working with extreme amount of talent too. So yeah, it should be good. I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, see how we go. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.